Like so many other players in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, you have purchased one or more or all of the Lightspeed bundles as they've come out since October, December, February, May, and you're looking at your roster and you're saying, I don't have enough Zetas for this team, I'm lacking Chirotix for this team, I was farming this, I'm going for that. What do you do next now that you've got your Lightspeed bundles unlocked? Here are some ideas for you. Well, greetings and hello there, everybody. It's me, your beloved Star Wars dad, Nooch Too Good, and I'm here to talk about Lightspeed bundle farming, or my Lightspeed bundle farming guide for mid-year 2024. And you know, this isn't a typical farming guide. We're not going to go through, you know, a bunch of teams. Farm this team first, farm this team first, farm this team first, because everybody's Lightspeed bundle journey is a little bit different. You may have bought one, you may have bought them all, you may have them sitting there, you may be waiting for them to come around again. You know, everybody's got a little bit different Lightspeed bundle farming journey, and it brings a lot of challenges along with it. But let's talk about a couple of farming methods going forward that you can use to supplement your Lightspeed bundle farming. Because like me, if you're like me, and you're going to be buying all the Lightspeed bundles going forward, or you're willing to buy a bunch of Lightspeed bundles going forward, it's going to upend and upset your farming. It's going to make things more challenging for you down the road as far as farming goes. And my first place to stop, I got two main ideas here. My first place to stop is here on the journeys. And if we look at all the journeys that have been done, we got gas, we've got a 3PO journey, Starkiller journey was done. We got all of these basically done, except the Chimera. Well, I guess Chimera was kind of in there too. All these done. And we got 2 Galactic Legends, Rey and Kylo. So I think we can assume that with everything that's been done so far, we're probably going to see like a Chewbacca bundle and Revan bundles in the future at some point, near future probably at some point. We may see an Executor or a Profundity bundle, and I think by end of year we'll get some rounded out Sith Eternal and Jedi Master Luke bundles as well. Just complete speculation by me. So what do you farm? You know, if you're on a roster and you're looking at this and you're like, I've got these things farmed and I'm working on this journey, and I'm working on Revans right now, and I've been working on Revans. I got Jedi Knight Revan farmed, and I got all the shards for Darth Revan now. But do I invest the time to go get everybody, you know, geared up on his team and do the event, or how do I, you know, what do you do as far as future farming? I guess the first thing I'll say is, if you've already decided to do a farm and you're going to finish it, and you finish it, and then next month it's a Lightspeed bundle, get over it. It's time to move on from that thought process. I just want to encourage you to say, control the things you can control and accept the things you can't, and you got to move forward. So if I went out there and I did Darth Revan today, which I'm ready, I'm basically ready for, I could add a few gear levels, and I could go do Darth Revan today. If you look at my Old Republic roster, I've got Canderous Ordo sitting there, Juhani, Karth and T3 I got out of the Rey, the Radis bundle, and then over my Sith Empire, I've got Basilisk, Sean Fallen, and HK done. I've got Zeta problems, so I'm holding off right now. There's no reason to do that, and we'll talk about Zeta problems in a minute here. But let's say I decided to do my Darth Revan farm tomorrow and go get Darth Malak, and then it comes out in a Lightspeed bundle in a month and a half from now. I'm going to be okay, and I'm not going to complain, and I'm going to move on. I think we all need to get to the point where if you work on a farm, like if I'm doing my Bad Batch right now and they get a Bad Batch bundle in 2 months, I just got to accept that it happened, and it is what it is. You know, maybe what you do with these characters is like I'm doing with my Sith Empire and stuff. Get them up to 7 stars and you know, keep sharding, get characters to 7 stars, but then don't gear them until you absolutely have to at the very end. Save all of your gear. It's another argument for hoarding, right? It's another argument to hoard your gear and save it all up and maybe wait for the next Lightspeed bundles to drop. And if it didn't drop your Revans, then you go farm it. Maybe that's something you do, but we're going to investigate more on that in the future. But I really think that with all of the Lightspeed bundles that have dropped, if you're going to go on any journeys, you should focus on the more recent ones. And that is the way it's going to be going forward. It's the way it's going to be for my roster right now. You've heard me talk about focusing on Inquisitors and Jabba. These are recent farms that are probably not going to be Lightspeed bundles in the near future. Maybe by next year, end of next year, we'll see some Inquisitors and Jabba out there, but I'm not going to wait till next year to get them on my rosters. So you look at those farms, you're looking at Cal Kestis, Jar Jar, Dr. Aphra, Inquisitors, and Bo-Katan Mandalore, Leviathan. These are the farms that are very, and probably even Profundity too, I would say. Even though at the beginning when they first came out, there was a Profundity data mine that showed a Profundity Lightspeed bundle. I don't know, I just don't see that coming out even this year, but I could be wrong. So focus on those more recent journeys. If you're going to do some journeys that you want to make sure are not going to be in Lightspeed bundles, the more recent ones are going to be the safer ones. Leia, Jabba, Lord Vader, Jedi Master Kenobi. You want to be safe, these are the ones you farm. And you wait for them to come out. Because I believe, and again, this is just belief, Capital Games is saying nothing. We have to put patterns together here. I believe we'll go two times in a row, every 2.5 months with Lightspeed bundles. Then we'll have the next one 2.5 months later. That'll be just a repeat of all those bundles. And I could see this year where it would be like maybe in late July, early August, we get Revan bundles and a Chewbacca bundle and maybe an Executor bundle or Sith Eternal. I don't know. And then in October, they re-release all of the 2024 bundles. They re-release the Gas, the Night Sisters, whatever they do in July. And then come December, Christmas time, they release all the bundles. They say, here they all are. Rey and Kylo are back. Whatever we had. Beskar Mando's back. Shadows of the Empire, plus Gas and Night Sisters. Plus they do. So I could totally see that happening for the rest of this year. And they end up doing a big chunk of these bottom guys right here. And most of the journeys all the way down through even the Rebs. I can see that happen. But do we know? No. So I guess that's what I'm saying with this part of part one. Farm, if you want to be safe, farm the more recent journeys. That's what you want to be safe with. At the same time, if you farm an old journey, don't be upset when a bundle comes out. Just get over it. Get over yourself. You made the decision to do it, and you're going to be fine. Let's start with part two here. And this gets a little bit more tricky with part two. A little tricky, but also a little bit kind of, we're going to put some logic in here. If we look at our farming, and I'm going to look right now. So I've got the 501st farm, okay? So I've got Gas now, and I'm not working on this team at the moment. You guys watched me unlock Gas. I did it with no Zetas on my Separatists. Got it done, but I'm not actively working on Gas right now. Now, part of the problem is Zetas, but I do have enough here for 8 Zetas. I could Zeta this entire team right now and get it done. So I have enough stuff on my roster to do all the Zetas for the full Gas 501st team. But I've got other really big priorities coming up, and I got to make sure I get those done first. I'm looking at Darth Bane here. Darth Bane's going to be active on my roster tomorrow. And I got to have 2 Zetas and 2 Omicrons for him. So I'm holding on to that right now. Because Darth Bane, right now, in-game, by himself, better than Gas 501st. Especially with the Datacron that I've got. Once the Datacron's gone, I guess we'll see how he works. But, there's always going to be a spot. Darth Bane is really, really, really good right now. I'm a little late to the party. I know. We're going to be on time to the party going forward and everything. But you get the idea. So Darth Bane will be there. I want to make sure I get him up and running. Another priority of mine is my Rogue One team. And I've almost got Admiral Raddus here at Relic. I'm almost ready for Profundity here. At the end of the month, I'm going to unlock Profundity. That's what I'm working toward. That's a big priority of my roster. And there's several Zetas on this team. And if I'm going to get this team done, I might as well apply the Zetas and make them work because they're a great Grand Arena team. So that's a priority too. Now, as I keep moving forward, there's a great Datacron out there right now. And I'm going to show you the Datacron. Padme's got an amazing Datacron right now. Look at her. Doing amazing stuff with protection and recovery and damage and non-galactic, whatever. Padme's doing ridiculous stuff right now. But my Padme is also Gear 12. And if I look at my Galactic Republic team, I've got a spot on that team. Commander Ahsoka can go on there with Padme, General Kenobi, Anakin Ahsoka, whatever. I've got a full Galactic Republic team, but I don't have my Relic Padme. So I've got a Relic Padme there as well. She doesn't need any Zetas, but I do need a Zeta on a baby Ahsoka. I've got other more pressing priorities at the moment. And I'm looking at Inquisitors, and I'm looking at Jabba. I want to get those done, so I'm holding off on the 501st at the moment. What I'm saying with that is this, and I want to balance this out. You've got to make some decisions. You got to make priorities around your farming to focus on the farms that are the most important to you right now, and maybe you sit on a team like 501st for a while, and maybe, just maybe, while you're doing your heavy Kyrotech and heavy Zeta intensive farms, heavy Omicron intensive farms, maybe you go out there and find one that's not so Zeta and Kyrotech and Omicron intensive. Let's take, for instance, on my roster, Iden Versio. She's sitting there at Gear 12. She's got her Zeta and her Omicron. Congratulations to Iden Versio. But I don't have a fully functional Iden Versio team here. I got these other troopers that are all sitting here ungeared up. The nice thing about a bunch of these troopers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, I'm going to count Death Trooper in there too. All 6 of these troopers right here could go on Iden Versio's team, and they don't require any Zetas. And they don't require any Omicrons. And to relic these characters, it's just 100 Chirotex each. Just these are old characters. They've been in the game a long time. So if I'm going to do like a little side farm here, a little project that'll maybe give me, this project would give me a little bit of breathing room where I could finish off a team. I could finish off my Iden Versio team and not spend a bunch of other stuff that I need to use to upgrade my Inquisitors and my Jabba. So maybe along the way as I do Inquisitors and Jabba, take a little side path there and do my Iden Versio team, because it's not going to cost me any Zetas or any Omicrons. Generally speaking, your Imperial Trooper teams are pretty good for this. Another team that's really good for that is your little Sith team here. You know, you need Zetas on Traya and Savage and Omicrons on them, but a lot of you guys are sitting there with a Traya or a Savage, a Gear 9, 10, 11, whatever, and you've already got the Omicron and Zetas applied. Trust me, I know who you are. I've seen your rosters. And so why not go ahead and do Nihilus and Scion, and you've already got Darth Vader there. Get the other parts of this team up and running, that ones that don't require, you know, Dark Town requires a bunch of Chirotex, but you can put Sith Assassin on the team. She does a lot of damage. Do the parts of this team. So look for those opportunities to farm teams on your roster where you can maybe, you know, afford to do those without spending a bunch of the other materials that you need for your other farms as well. So I think those are the two main things to focus on. If you are a Lightspeed bundler, are you a bundler? Give me a bundler in comments. You are a bundler. So if you are a bundler, I don't know why I do this, but I do. If you are a bundler, perhaps these are a couple strategies you can think about, is doing the later journeys, you know, filling in your roster with Dr. Aphra and Bo-Katan, and Genetic Calcessus is actually going to be somebody I'm going to start working on. Filling in your roster with those guys while also looking at some background farms that may not require a ton of resource investment on your roster. Those would be great ideas for you to do going forward. Hey everybody, that's what I got for today. Hopefully this helps you out here with Lightspeed bundle farming. Let me know how your roster's looking. What are you struggling with Lightspeed bundles right now? And how's your farming path looking? As always, have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. And always remember, Nooch too good.